Movie stars used to be the center of pop culture, but in recent years it's been hard for the industry to generate any new stars that people care about. 2024 was a mixed year for film, with some gems and some movies that were straight up a joke. But one thing that 2024 definitely did do is it introduced the world at large to the next generation of movie stars. And here they are. The undeniable standout of 2024 was Glenn Powell, who followed the tried and true playbook of an old school movie star. A decade ago, Powell might have been swallowed by the superhero franchise machine, but this year he demonstrated his range and charisma across three distinct films. Anyone But You was technically released in December of 2023, but its box office momentum pushed it well into the new year. The film rekindled the charm of the classic rom-com, proving that audiences still crave star-driven, small-scale movies in theaters. He then showcased his versatility in Hitman, a film brimming with movie star magnetism that demonstrated Powell's ability to command the screen on his own. And finally, Twisters served as his gateway into franchise entertainment, solidifying his status as a multifaceted leading man. Powell's Anyone But You co-star, Sydney Sweeney, really proved herself as a true movie star in the making in 2024. Before this year, she was primarily known for her television roles in Euphoria and The White Lotus, but Sweeney's performance in Anyone But You confirmed her big screen potential. The film's success not only showcased her comedic timing, but also reignited interest in the rom-com genre on a grand scale. She further expanded her repertoire with the horror film Immaculate. And while it wasn't a box office juggernaut, it exemplified her influence as a producer. She championed the project, turning a long dormant script into a realized vision by leveraging her rising star power. She is the reason that this movie got made, and her efforts show the importance of actors using their pull to bring smaller, original stories to life. And when movie stars are able to do this, it usually puts the industry in a great place going forward. Sydney Sweeney wasn't the only Euphoria alum to shine in 2024. Zendaya solidified her position as one of Hollywood's brightest young stars. Although she's been a celebrity for a long time, her most prominent movie role before this was as MJ in the Spider-Man trilogy, a part that, while significant, underutilized her immense talent. This year, Zendaya took center stage in Challengers, delivering a performance that felt legacy-defining. This felt like her first real adult role that showed what she'll be able to bring to the silver screen for years to come. This film featured a few scenes that are destined to become iconic, and some of the most talked about movie moments of the year. And that wasn't even the only role that she had this year. In Dune Part 2, she elevated the character of Chani from a love interest to a compelling co-lead. This was one of the biggest movies of the year, and she stole the show with her performance. Timothée Chalamet has been the industry's chosen one for several years, and 2024 proved why his status is well earned. Coming off the success of Wonka in 2023, Chalamet has continued to solidify his dominance with standout performances in both Dune Part 2 and A Complete Unknown. In Dune Part 2, Chalamet's portrayal of Paul Atreides evolved into something truly commanding. The sequel allowed him to fully embody the character's mythic journey, blending vulnerability with intensity in a way that captivated both audiences and critics. It was a performance that not only anchored the sprawling sci-fi epic, but also demonstrated his ability to carry a franchise on his shoulders. And on the flip side of that, A Complete Unknown showcased Chalamet's versatility as he stepped away from blockbuster territory to inhabit the role of Bob Dylan. This biopic highlighted his commitment to complex, transformative performances. His dual success this year reaffirmed his position as one of the most bankable and versatile stars of this generation, making him a true cornerstone of the future of Hollywood. The Dune franchise has emerged as a breeding ground for the next generation of movie stars, with talents like Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, and Anya Taylor-Joy in supporting roles, the series has become a showcase for actors poised to dominate Hollywood for decades. I feel like the public was split on Austin Butler's portrayal of Elvis a couple years ago, but his role as Fade Routha in Dune blew me away and showed me that not only could he be a great leading man, but he has incredible character actor potential as well. And he also was great leading the much quieter film The Bike Riders. Florence Pugh has been building a great filmography over the past few years, and even though Anya Taylor-Joy is only featured very briefly in Dune 2, she led the big-budget franchise film Furiosa, proving that she has what it takes to lead a film on that large of a scale. The last couple months of 2024 saw a box office bump with two major releases, Wicked and Gladiator Part 2. Both films spotlighted promising young stars. Gladiator 2 marked the mainstream breakthrough for Paul Mescal, who before this was very acclaimed for his role in smaller indie films. His transition to leading man in a blockbuster demonstrated his ability to appeal to wider audiences. Meanwhile, Wicked featured Ariana Grande, a pop superstar making her triumphant return to acting. Her performance is already being talked about as one of the frontrunners for the upcoming Oscar race for Best Supporting Actress. And speaking of the Oscars, one of the true breakout stars of the year is Mikey Madison, whose lead role in Anora is being called the biggest discovery of the year. She's given many great character performances over the course of her young career so far, but seeing her give such a star-making performance now has been amazing. And if the predictions are right that she ends up winning Best Lead Actress, I have a feeling like she's going to be a star for a long time. And one last young movie star I want to highlight is Margaret Qualley, who seems to pick nothing but the most interesting projects with the most talented directors. She's been a star for a while, but the substance seems to be the thing that really put her onto the next level. 2024 was a mixed year for Hollywood. The industry could never quite find that big Barbenheimer-esque event like they did last year, but it did introduce mainstream audiences to a new generation of stars who are not only talented but willing to take risks. These actors are breathing new life into cinema, balancing blockbuster success with smaller, passion-driven projects. The movie industry is constantly changing, and as the stars from our youth have gotten older, it's nice to see that the baton has officially been passed.